welcome moderator Amy Weaver and our luxury listings panel. Where are our pretty flowers today?
I know.
Hi, guys. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hi.
I feel like we've gotten to spend so much time together in the
sure
last
have.
couple of days. It's been amazing.
It has been amazing.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for each of you. You have no idea. Did you guys enjoy the luxury reception last night?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was
was incredible.
phenomenal. It was an incredible experience. We missed some of you all, but we saw a lot of you last night. It was
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall we dive right into luxury?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. First question, you guys. You all have amazing experience, and you're all in different phases of your luxury careers. Tell us a little bit about your journey. Ed, why don't we start with you?
Sure. Well, my luxury journey, I took the long route. I started when I was 20 nothing, and I didn't break in with uber confidence. I had to go build it. And I thought the only way to build the confidence is figure out how to sell a lot of houses. I didn't care how much they were. And so I just wanted to figure out how to sell 50 homes in 1 year. And so I spent quite a few years just building that process and the prospecting and everything else and learning how to coach clients. Once I got to 50, I looked around the neighborhoods I was in. I said, what the hell am I doing here? Because my office was in a really high-end neighborhood, but I sold no homes there. So I just turned it off. I said, that's it, I quit, and I'm moving my head to that market. And I just moved all my prospecting to the high end, and that's how I broke in. And so I've taught that for a long time. That's the only way to break in because that's what I believed. And then I was talking to Michael Valdez last year, I think it was, and he said his first house he sold was $6 million. So he proved me wrong. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which path you take. That was just the one I took.
Yeah, everyone has a different journey.
Yeah.
Noe, what about you?
Hola familia eXp, si se puede. Well, for me, was very different. 13 years ago, I got into real estate thanks to my wife. She felt like it was something I should be doing. The first year, I sold 42 homes for only $3 million.
Wow.
And so I learned how to do the transaction. And,
Yes, you did.
you know, I think the biggest thing for me is that it was really understanding the relationship with the client and really making sure that I was prepared, right? So I continue to elevate my transaction, my average transaction each and every year. And now I'm very proud to say that, you know, I now have the privilege of selling $3 million listings. And so, you know, I think it's
Big difference.
Yes, it is a big difference, and I'm very proud of that achievement. But I think for me, it's just being prepared, right? So before I got my luxury clients, I previewed homes. I previewed over 100 homes before I actually got my clients. And so what that did for me is that it enabled me to understand the different price points and what the materials and the attention to detail and really understanding the lifestyle spaces, because that's really what it's all about in luxury. It's really more about lifestyle more than how many bedrooms and how many baths. And so I was really able to differentiate $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $800,000. And so when you get your client, you're showing your client and you're able to demonstrate the differences and the value versus training with your clients at the first time seeing those price points. So that's what I would encourage you to do is see at least 30 homes a month, and that's a really good start. One a day or double up.
Are you doing that in person, or are you doing it online?
I'm doing it in person.
All right.
I got to touch, I got to feel. I make it a game, right? So I log in the property that I see, I take notes and see and say, I think it's going to sell for this price. And so I keep a track of it. And once it gets closed, I see if I was right or not.
Oh, that's a good game.
You know, so, and a lot of times I'd call the agent, congratulate them, and ask them how they did it. So at the end of the day, I'm a part of that transaction and a part of that story in that particular neighborhood when I'm working with the buyer. Because then I can tell the buyer that particular story, it's not my story, it's theirs, but I educated myself so then I can go ahead and tell it. so clients understand what's happening in that particular market.
Love it. So you're staying educated.
Yes.
I like that. Absolutely. Elizabeth, what valuable lessons have you learned throughout your experience as being a luxury agent? And what tips do you have for these guys out here to take it to the next level?
You know, I've learned a lot of lessons and I've failed a lot, and I always try to learn from my failures. But one thing I would say is don't assume anything. One of my biggest luxury clients, and first of all, luxury I think is a state of mind. It's a mindset. It's not necessarily a price point, and I think too many times people get stuck in luxury means you have to be selling in these price points. I treat my clients like they're my one and only. You never know who they're going to know. You never know when they're going to upscale into another neighborhood. But one of the things I learned early on is don't assume anything. One of my biggest clients showed up. It was a lease referral. And the only reason I took this lease referral was because it was a relationship of mine. And I want to take care of my clients, and I want them to know that I'm always available no matter what they need. I want to be the mayor of my community. And they referred a lease client to me, and for 6 months. So he showed up in T-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, very unassuming. And as we were looking at leases, he saw the houses on the lake. And he pointed down there, he goes, what do those run? I said, oh, the lease. And he goes, no, what do people spend on those? And I told him, I was like, those are usually about 4 to 6 million starting out. He's like, yeah, let's do that. And I said,
That's incredible.
okay, let's do that. What I did not know, though, is he was moving there because he had just sold his company, his first company, for $25 million. And so if I had assumed or if I turned him down because he was a 6-month lease or I didn't take care of my clients, I would have missed out on that opportunity. Fast forward, I've worked with all of his family members, all the people that are moving in, and so it's created not only a book of business, but relationships that are dear to me. So if you really focus on the relationship, no matter what you do, the business is going to come.
I love that.
Yep.
So you treat all your clients the same.
No, I do agree with that. It's not about the price tag. It's really about ensuring that you provide that elevated experience. That's what it is. I think all of us in this room are great at creating relationships, but not all of us are good at nurturing those relationships. If you really, really go into all that and you nurture your relationships, they will just continue to give back to you and give back to you. I mean, it's incredible. It's really incredible. And I want you all to really look at your brand. Your brand is your story. Is your brand telling your story? Is it really emulating who you are? Is it attracting who you want it to attract? These things are so important when you're really trying to level up into luxury.
I love that. Well, that leads me into my next question. How is luxury defined, and what does it mean to you guys? As a luxury agent, do you feel like we have to dress a certain way, speak a certain way, drive a certain car? Tell me about that.
I think for me, it's the level of service that you provide, right?
Yes.
I think what you have to understand is that you want to make sure that you have an unforgettable experience with your clients. You want to make sure that you do things that they would have never imagined that you would do for them in terms of the service. And what I've learned is it's really the experience and how you make them feel. And so I think a lot of us, once you really start leaning in with the buyers and the sellers that you work with, is really understanding what's important to them. It might not be the price from a listing standpoint or what they're buying, but it's how they're going to live in the property that I think you really want to tap into. Because when you start showing property, you want to go back to that moment and be able to explain that to them when they're in the house, because that's what they shared with you.
I like that. So do you guys agree?
I would add,
Ed?
yeah, I would just add that the question is, do you want to sell a luxury home or do you want to be a luxury agent? If you want to be a luxury agent, then you have to elevate everything. Your marketing, your dress, your car, the house you live in, the people you hang out with, your sphere of influence incredibly affects who you become as a person. You have to become passionate about it, make it your life and your mission, and that's how you would become a true luxury agent.
I love that. You guys agree too?
I don't really see myself as a luxury agent. I
What?
see
You are?
myself as a real estate agent that happens to work in luxury from time to time. All of my clients, I don't care if they're $150,000 condo up to $6-7 million. They're all my clients, and I'm going to treat them each as such. I don't care about. Thank you. I don't really care about the fancy cars and the fancy clothes because I think it alienates people in my sphere anyway. And then I don't see, I'm not as relatable. And so I really want to stay relatable. I drive the SUV. I'm a mom, right? I mean, to Chanel's point, it's your story and where you're living. Those are going to be your people. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So I have 4 kids. A lot of my world is around my kids. All of my referrals come from that. And so if I'm driving, I don't know, a Bentley or something like that, that just doesn't really make sense when you're driving kids around to soccer practice. So I'm just who I am, and it just attracts those people to me, and then they refer me, and I'm not, hey, this is my real estate agent. They say, you've got to call my friend Elizabeth. She's in real estate. She'll take care of you. And so for me, that's really what it's about.
I love that.
Awesome. All right. Chanel, you and I talked about this yesterday.
We did.
We were at a mastermind roundtable for luxury, and we talked about a lot of agents really shy away from being a luxury agent simply because the word luxury kind of intimidates them. How do you see and what do you suggest for these agents out here that want to break through into luxury? How do they get started?
I've gotten this question a lot this week, and I will tell you it is your mindset.
Yes.
You decide you want to break into luxury, and then you're a luxury agent. It is that simple, guys. It is 90% up here. Once you decide you want to be a luxury agent, I want you to educate yourself. Really, what Noe was saying, learn everything you can about the luxury market where you are. What is really speaking to you? What is speaking to your clients? I want you to learn how to elevate that experience. Align with mentors, right, Ed? Align with other agents in your market who are already doing it so you can learn from them and you can garner that expertise. That is so important. And then I'm going to go back to the brand again. Your brand is your story. And only be who you are. Please do not try to be someone you're not because people will feel that and it will not settle well with them. They want to be with somebody who makes them feel good. So the more authentic you are to yourself, the more that you can provide the service that you want to provide. So I will tell you, it's up here. Decide that you want to be a luxury agent and then just go do it.
Ed, what do you have to add to that?
So I think becoming a luxury agent is, for me, it's just getting in that space, being around people that live that, right? So, and then figuring out who they are and what they want, right? So to me, I'm always looking at what service I can provide to our clients. I've built niches, an athlete niche, for example, and I built it out of being really competitive. And I said, I want to handle all athletes that come to LA. And I realized that didn't work. I had to figure out what their problem was. And their problem was they're being ripped from their home, their kids are getting taken out of their schools, their spouses are having to find all new hairdressers and makeup stores or whatever they got to do and all these different things and a new chef. And so we just built a concierge level of service around everything they need. Mm-hmm. So focusing on their needs and learning what that is can get you there faster.
Awesome. I think, Noah, you had something to add.
I did. So in our audience today, we have the future luxury agents that are going to be really breaking records. And we're really excited for you,
Yes.
right? Because today in our real estate community, it's the biggest, greatest opportunity to be with eXp Luxury. And the reason is we all collaborate. We collaborate at a very high level. And with eXp Luxury programs in the marketing suite, like, you're going to be unstoppable. And I truly believe with eXp Luxury, it's going to accelerate your business.
I love that. I agree. So you guys need to go check out the eXp Luxury booth that's in the expo hall and see we've got a talented team in there ready to answer your questions. All right, one last question for each of you, if you can just pop it out. What is the one thing that you each wish that you knew about luxury before getting into the luxury market?
For me, it's possible, right? Like, I think we get in our way, kind of like Chanel said, and it is. Just do it.
Just do it, all right?
It's a mindset. If you all come to me and say, Chanel, I want to be a luxury agent, I will come back to you and say, you are a luxury agent. So just make the decision, and we are here to support you. We're here to serve you. We're going to get you to the next level, but you got to show up first.
Please.
Yes.
I think it's really about the rooms you're in. And if you're not in the right room, move rooms, right? If you're not in the right environments, move environments. Find the people that you like being around and that you have things in common with. That's where you're going to find clients. I mean, yes, we're going to refer people back and forth in our circles, but when you're hanging out at tennis with your kids, get to know those people. When you're hanging out at the country club, get to know those people. Figure out things that are authentic to you, because they're going to want to do business with people that have similar likes and interests. So just put yourself in those environments. And like I always tell people, if you're not in the right rooms, just move rooms.
Amen.
Like that.
I would just add one word: action, right? You have to have the mindset, you have to make the decision, but it's the action steps that you take afterwards that matter. So just be clear on what those actions are that will elevate your business to the next level, get you into luxury, and just take action.
I think you guys have gotten a lot of action steps right here. I hope you took notes. I just would like to say we do have a fast track luxury certification tomorrow afternoon. So if you're interested in that, look at your app, see where it is. It's a $595 value that comes with your registration here. So we thank you for being here today, and thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you,
Thank
Amy.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to give pictures.